Lady Lancers. I am Todd Duke, and we welcome you into the Chiropractic Works pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network. Chiropractic Works, owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives, all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville at 410 Regency Center, just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville, or you can call 343-3602 or online, chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. These two teams come in with almost identical records. Collinsville is 13-5 on the year, while the Lancers are 13-7. Collinsville, one win less in the Southwestern Conference than these Belleville East Lady Lancers, and these two teams played back on the 16th of this month, and that game went into extra innings, eventually won by Belleville East 6-5. Collinsville scoring 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th to push it to extra innings. The two teams went scoreless in the 8th inning. Belleville East put a run across in the 9th. Collinsville could not answer in the bottom half of the 9th, and thus a 6-5 victory for the Belleville East Lancers. Collinsville, they went 1-1 in the season's first 2 games, won 6 straight after that before a 6-4 loss to O'Fallon, then another 5-game win streak for 11 wins in 12 games. The last game in that span was a perfect game, no-hitter of East St. Louis by Kendra Butcher, and Butcher will be getting the start here this afternoon. Since then, 4 wins, 5 losses, including the 6-4 loss at home to these Belleville East Lancers. Collinsville recently has won 1 of their last 3, and they lost a couple of games this past Saturday when they went to Mount Zion to play 3. They lost to Olympia and the host team Mount Zion, and they beat Dwight, Illinois, to end that little trip on a high note. Belleville East, they also went 1-1 to start the season. Their first 2 games, they won 5 straight then before a 9-1 loss to Columbia. After that loss, the team went on to win 3 of their next 4 and 7 of their next 8 before losing at Belleville West 7-4. Since then, 2 wins, 6-5 over Alton Monday and 12-3 right here over Belleville West on Tuesday. And that was the day they renamed this field the Rita Menke Field. They had a 5-run third and a 5-run 6th in that win over their crosstown rival Maroons. And after today, 4 of 5 versus Southwestern Conference teams for both of these clubs. Next game up for Collinsville will be Tuesday against the Belleville West. And the Belleville East, they're making up some rain out, so they'll be playing tomorrow against East St. Louis at East St. Louis. So you're caught up in some aspects of some of the numbers that we have for you. We had a chance to talk about the recent trip to Mount Zion and other things with Collinsville head coach Brett Swipp. We'll pass that conversation along to you next as the Chiropractic Works pregame show continues here on the Kahok Sports Network. And we welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network. We are on the road for some girls softball action today, conference action, as your Kahawks have traveled to Belleville to take on the Belleville East Lady Lancers. Joining us now on the pregame show is Collinsville head coach Brett Swipp. Coach, let's go back in time. You guys went away for the weekend for 3 games. Tell me a little bit about it.
Yeah, we went up north, central Illinois, Mount Zion, just outside of Decatur. They hosted us. Great experience. We were able to travel up there on Friday after school. We got to have a team dinner and hang out at the hotel. Our booster club provided a hotel for our players, which was great. And then we played 3 games on Saturday. Really great competition. We jumped on top early, against Olympia the first game and ended up losing in extra innings. Mount Zion was the host team. They beat us in the second game 8-4. And then the third game we came out and really continued to get better as the day went on, and we beat a team just south of Chicago, Dwight. real good competition. It's kind of nice sometimes to play teams you don't know anything about, don't have that sort of emotional tie to it. It allowed us to really see even what our potential is. I think we played even better than some of the games that we played around here. So it was a good trip overall.
Softball aside, those trips are just as important for not only the games but for a little team building.
Yeah, we need to do that. Last year when we kind of took over the program, we didn't play many Saturday games. I think we only had one actual Saturday throughout the whole season. That doesn't kind of bode well for postseason. In postseason you have to compete on the weekends. So we needed to play more on the weekends, which we've done this year. And then we needed to travel. We needed to go somewhere, be together. Of course, when you're 20-something people and you're together for an extended period of time, there's always the quirks of that. Rooming lists, travel. We traveled in vans. Just lots of different come up when you make it into the postseason. So we need to start preparing for that.
But not long enough to get on everybody's nerves, right?
just the right amount of time.
All right. So with that trip in hand, and that was the last game you played was against Dwight, that 8-4 win. You won one of your last 3 games. So it's kind of a little bit of a mini slump, if you will, for your team. But the expectations have been set so high because you guys were on fire for such a long time.
Yeah, and we knew, as the season goes on, the schedule gets tougher. You play games in your conference, you play closer games, higher level competition. We're actually changing the schedule just a little bit next year to make the beginning of the season a little bit tougher than what it currently is. So this is just part of the evolution. We knew that we were getting off to a hot start and we were beating teams, and teams that beat us last year. We were beating them, and so that allowed us to build up a pretty strong record. But now we're competing against teams that have beaten us the past few years. So we recently we got 10 run by Belleville at least 2 times last year, and then this year we took them in extra innings. It was a loss. Edwardsville 10 run us 2 times last year, and again we lost. It was an 8-4 ball game. So still on the wrong side of it. We want to be on the win side, but at the same time too, we have to keep focusing on the process, and we're closing that gap. I definitely believe that we are on the uptick. We're trending in the right direction, and that's all we really want to focus on, is just keep trying to trend in the right direction.
You guys are about 3/4 of a way through your regular season. At this point in the year, how is the health of your team?
Not bad. We had Belle got injured a couple weeks ago, which was a big loss. She came back this weekend, played a couple games up in Mount Zion, so she's back. We're still dealing with kind of the long season. Got a couple a couple sicknesses today that will be a little bit short on the roster. But all we've taken care of ourselves. The girls do a good job in their stretching and their arm care. Ultimately, we've been pretty healthy this year, so hopefully that trend stays.
All right, you have the rematch against Belleville East. As you mentioned earlier, they took it to you guys in extra innings at your place, but you guys battled back in that game to tie it, to send it to extra innings. So do you take that momentum that you gained there and bring it to this park today?
Well, we don't need to prove to ourselves anymore that we can hang. We've done that enough. We've been close in our conference losses. We've been close in most of them. So we don't need to prove that we can hang. We need to prove that we can win. We need to prove that we can play. We sort of call it emotionless, where we're not really playing the Lancers or the Maroons or the Tigers. We just need to be us, and that's something that we're still learning how to do. When you come in a conference, you know the opponents, you know if you have a slump against them, if you are successful against them, and sometimes that extra information doesn't help. And that's where we're at. We're in the back half of our conference season right now, so we're going to see everybody twice, and ultimately we're going to see some of them 3 times because we'll see them in playoffs. So we got to be us. We just got to keep getting better. We're gonna change it up a little bit today. Our starter, KB is going to start on the mound, Kander Butcher, which is a freshman, and ultimately we gotta play these teams a lot of times. We still have at least probably 2 more times of playing these teams, so we need to just be consistent up and down our lineup, and that's what we're trying to do.
Well, the weather has definitely improved to more softball-type conditions, so enjoy it. Good luck out there today.
All right, thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
That is Coach Brett Swip of your Collinsville Lady Kahok softball team. We'll take a break here on the Chiropractic Works pregame show. When we come back, starting rosters will come your way, and then we'll have first pitch and all that and more coming up on the Kahok Sports Network. And once again, we welcome you back into the Chiropractic Works pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network. As soon as I turned up the volume, I heard the national anthem going on in the background, so I kind of stopped there. Todd Duke and Chris Kettler along with you as we get you set for this game between Collinsville and Belleville East. Here are your starting lineups. Collinsville will be up to the plate first since they are the road team. They will lead things off with Riley Simpson. She will play first base. Bat first, Hannah Scrum batting second, playing left field. Maddie Lautz is in the third spot, and she is playing shortstop. Faith Hall bats cleanup and plays right field. Sam Brakebill is the designated player. She will be batting for today's pitcher, Kendra Butcher. Belle Marcella is back. She came back over the weekend, and she will play third base and bat sixth. Riley Doyle will bat seventh and hold down the duties behind the plate. Heather Martinez is at second base batting eighth, and Adriana Hall is in center field batting ninth. Lancers are already in the field taking their warm-up tosses, and we are just about ready to go. We will pass along the Belleville East starting roster for you as we get to the bottom of the first inning. We welcome in Chris Kettler now. Chris, you went to Mount Zion over the weekend. Saw the girls play 3 games. How'd that go?
Well, it was a busy day of games, one after the other. They had the first team, Olympia, down to their last strike, up 6-5, but that team got a 2-run hit to win it in the 7th inning. Didn't do so well against the host team. 2 4-run innings, made an 8-3 win, and then the Kahoks beat Dwight in the third game of the day, jumped on them 7-0 and held on for an 8-4 win.
Nice to finish up the long weekend with a victory.
Yeah, since they had that chance to win the first game, maybe brought him down there a bit, and he had to go back and forth between fields, so it was nice to jump on the last team he had to play and go home with a win.
Riley Simpson is leading off, and she'll take a walk. First 2 missed, swinging a miss at the next pitch, and then she takes the next 2 outside. So Riley Simpson is on base, and Simpson came in batting .395 with 19 runs batted in, and she has a walk. And we begin with Kahok on the base paths for Hannah Scrum. She'll turn around and bunt, and she will bunt foul back to the screen. For Hannah Scrum, batting .192 on the year, 4 runs batted in. Bats from the left side. We're just underway. Top of the first inning, no score. Runner on first, and a runner goes. Sliding into second base, safe, is Riley Simpson on a stolen base after Hannah Scrum went around to bump, but that ball was way low, went under her bat, and that allowed Riley Simpson to get her uniform dirty right off the get-go here.
Scrum protecting for a runner. Gives her more time, and the catcher has the harder throw up to second base.
Kendra Butcher, will be the opposing pitcher. This one goes right back through the hole and right through the outfield. And stopping at third is going to be Riley Simpson. RJ, they call her. And Hannah Scrum is on with the first hit, and the first 2 have reached.
Betts slowed it down enough with her glove to keep Simpson from coming in to score.
Christina Bettis is the pitcher. She has played in 15 games this year. She has a record of 10-3. 1 save under her belt, too. 71 pitches. She has a 3.06 earned run average. She has struck out 53 while walking 31. And now Scrum goes from second base. She is out. The throw comes back home, and everybody's out. And
Simpson
looks like
took that in the head.
Yeah, tag went up to the head of Simpson, and she's down on the ground.
Worst case scenario there for the Kahoks. 2 outs and 1 player down.
So 2-6 on the first play, and then 6-2 on the play home for 2 outs. And we go from nobody out and 2 runners on to 2 outs and the bases empty. And R.J. Simpson is still at home plate. Normally we move the camera away from injured players, but my camera is stationary because, once again, we're behind the backstop, and there's just not a lot of camera room behind backstops in the softball world. So we'll step aside for just a second and see how things go, and we'll come back and let you know how things are in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network. We are back at Ridamenki Field. Just named that on Tuesday, yes. And Maddie Lautz is up. R.J. Simpson walked off under her own power, so she appears to be okay. We'll see if she stays in the game in the bottom of the first when Collinsville takes the field. Right now, Maddie Lautz, the leading hitter for Collinsville, batting .437, 20 runs batted in. She has 4 doubles and 3 triples to go along with her 31 base hits. And she leads the team over Belle Marsala. Belle Marsala with that 400 mark, but she's missed a few games due to injury, but she came back over the weekend trying to play some catch-up. Maddie Lautz, this is her 95th plate appearance. When Marsala comes in the game a little bit later, she'll be batting for the 43rd time. 1 ball, 1 strike, or excuse me, 2-1 the count now to Maddie Lautz. 2 outs after the first 2 reached. Then R.J. Simpson stole second base. Went to third on a single by Hannah Scrum, so Collinsville had first and third. Scrum tried to steal second, was thrown out, and while that was going on, R.J. Simpson tried to come home, and then she was tagged out. Here's a slow roller past the pitcher over to second base. Belzer throws out Lautz, and we end up having a 1-2-3 inning. We head to the home half of the first. No score. Let's thank some of our sponsors here on the Kahok Sports Network. How about Mike and Nancy Cluck? Excuse me. They are proud graduates of Collinsville High School, and now they are owners of their very own Allstate agency in Glen Carbon. It is called the Cluck Family Allstate Agency. It is located right across the street from the IHOP there on 159. For a free quote, you can give them a call at 205-6060. You can also check out their Allstate Agency website or their Facebook page to connect with them today. And R.J. Simpson is not going to be able to come out to take the position at first base, so Faith Hall will move from right field to first base. And who did you say was out in right field now?
I think it's Hindall, Riley Hindall. Yeah.
Okay.
She'll take the spot in right.
And she will probably take R.J. Simpson's spot in the top of the batting order as well. So not a good start for Collinsville. They had 2 runners on, nobody out, lost both of them, and lost R.J. Simpson. And Maddie Lautz grounds out, so it ends up being a 1-2-3 inning the hard way. And now the Lancers will come to the plate. And here is Christina Bettis, the pitcher, to lead things off. It'll be Bettis, Abby Gray in left field batting second. Alexandra Bose behind the plate batting third. Jasmine Poor in the cleanup spot batting first as the freshman Kendra Butcher delivers her first pitch. That one's inside for a ball. Alyssa Kraus bats in the 5-hole. She plays shortstop. Jackie Belzer plays second base, batting sixth. Kinsey Crowder playing center field, batting seventh. Avery Patton is the designated player, batting for the third baseman Stephanie Hull. As Butcher lets go another. This one's a strike, and we're at 1-1. And then Mackenzie Dally, the right fielder, will round out the 9 batters for Belleville East, and they'll be facing Kendra Butcher. For Butcher, this is her 11th game played on the year. She's got a 5-2 mark with a 7.46 earned run average as the next pitch is inside to Bettis. For Butcher, 25 strikeouts and 14 walks in her 35-plus innings.
I believe her and Lautz had all had action in all 3 games of Mount Zion, trading off, one relieving the other in each game.
Bettis looks at strike 2, and Bettis came into this game with a 5.08 average, 13 runs batted in. She has 2 home runs. Very short field here amongst the many short fields in the Southwestern Conference. Everything's 200 feet away. Bouncing ball at home plate goes foul, and the count stays 2-2. 200 down the lines, 200 in the power alleys, 200 to straightaway center field.
Got this field wedged in here a bit between the school and Highway 161.
Also known as Carlisle Avenue. Butcher ready with the next swing and a fly ball out to center. Playing shallow is Adriana Hall, and she brings it in for out number 1. That'll bring up Abby Gray.
Bettis went up high for that one and just floated out the hall.
Gray batting .360 on the year, 5 runs batted in. She has only 25 plate appearances. To her credit before this plate appearance, and she has got a couple of doubles. That's the only 2 extra base hits she has. Everything else is of the single variety, and the first pitch is a foul back to the screen. Not a lot of room to work out back here, and I was talking to Rita Menke before the game started, and she said they're going to update. They're trying to put in a press box as a ground ball heads down to Faith Hall, and she just steps on the bag for an easy out, 2 away. Said they're going to try to put in a press box back here behind home plate, and they're also going to update the Wi-Fi. I was attached to the Wi-Fi at the beginning, but as soon as I hit start streaming, my little box turned red, which means it's a very weak signal, so I immediately went to the hotspot so we don't have any problems.
Now batting number 21, Alex Bowes.
Here's Alex Bowes, the catcher for Belleville East, and she looks at one low for Bowes. She is the leading hitter for this Belleville East bunch, batting .383 on the year. 20 runs batted in, 6 home runs. Alyssa Krause also has 6 home runs, so they're tied for the team lead in the home run department. Next pitch, that one just misses. 2-0 the count to Bowes. It'll be Jasmine Poor in the on-deck circle, but Kendra Butcher would like to keep her right there and have her lead off the next inning. Butcher ready to go, and hits her right in the hip. So the Lancers have their first base runner. And that will bring up Jasmine Poor. Poor, the first baseman, batting .370 on the year with 11 runs batted in, couple of long balls in her repertoire. Beautiful day, though, I'll tell you that much. Weather has improved immensely since this time last week.
Yeah, I played Belleville East last week, and I think it was a pretty cool day.
It was, and a very large number of cool days for the month of April. Almost over. We're at the 26th of the month, and the weather has finally started to change for the best. Jasmine Poor steps in from the right side. Runner down at first does not go. That is a courtesy runner, I believe, is it?
Yeah,
no?
Courtesy runner came in there.
Yeah.
First pitch tailed away a bit, but got in there for a strike.
Trying to figure out who the runner is, but can't see the back of the uniform, so we'll let you know as soon as we can. Next pitch, swing and a ground ball. That is Louts over at shortstop. Those in time for out number 3. Runner stranded for Belleville East. We head to the top of the second. No score. Let's thank Rich's Record Emporium in Uptown Collinsville. Rich has everything from hi-fi to hi-fi. You got vinyl. If not, Rich's Record Emporium does. That's a great place to start your album collection. They have everything from new and used records to remastered originals, everything from classic rock, country, jazz, and more. Be sure to check out the Audio Emporium while you're at Rich's. Rich's Record Emporium, 131 West Main Street in Collinsville. Online, richesrecordemporium.com, or you can call 200-9287. Faith Hall will lead things off here for Collinsville. Middle of the order, it'll be Hall, Sam Brakebill, and Belle Marsala. If anyone can get on, Riley Doyle. And for Faith Hall, 369 average coming into this plate appearance with 22 runs batted in. She leads the team in the RBI category. Still looking for her first home run, though. She does have 6 doubles to go along with a couple of triples.
This would be the field to hit a home run. It's short everywhere.
It is. If you can really muscle one out, you might be able to hit one out there on 161. That's kind of pushing it, but it's doable, I would imagine. 1-0 the count to Faith Hall. And there's a strike. Hall ready for the next pitch from Christina Bettis, and it's a little bit low. Ball 2, 2-1. Bettis in that win over Collinsville at Collinsville, pitched 6 innings of that game, gave up 3 runs, none of them were earned, 4 strikeouts and 1 walk. Strike called, 2-2.
Yeah, she came in relief there in the 4th inning and picked up the win in extra innings. Right?
No, she started that game and then came out after 6. And Bingham came in and allowed the 2 runs that tied it in the 7th. Three and 2 the count to Faith Hall. Looking for a way to get on base, and she fouls one right back to the screen. I don't know, I could be wrong. I thought she started, I remember the name. Faith Hall awaits another 3-2 pitch from Bettis. Here it is. Swing and a miss. She swung at ball 4 up high. And the first strikeout of the game for Bettis is against Faith Hall. Here comes Sam Breakbill. Breakbill batting .390 on the year with 13 runs batted in. First pitch, Breakbill swings and lines it up the middle for a base hit. And Collinsville has their second base hit of this game. First one was wiped out on a caught stealing.
Breakbill keeps up her hot inning, building her average on up.
That brings in Belmar Sala, who missed a handful of games after taking a line drive off the chin. She's batting .400 on the year with 5 runs batted in and 3 doubles. You are right. Stephanie Bingham did start that game. Christina Bettis came in relief. She gave up the 2 runs to tie the game. Had to get out the score sheet from that game to figure that out.
2 runs in the bottom of the 7th to tie it.
Yeah.
Good comeback for the Kahoks, but couldn't finish it off in extras.
A little pop fly right to Bettis. And back to first is Sam Breakbill, so 2 outs in the inning. And it'll bring up Riley Doyle. Doyle on the year, batting .271. 15 runs batted in. She has 1 each in the department of triple and home run. 4 doubles, the rest all singles. See, I got the camera propped up high enough that you don't have to see that bar. That's right in our eyesight, isn't it?
I got a bar, I got players.
Yeah, can't see anything.
What I can see.
Can't see anything in left field. All the players are standing up on the bench, and that's blocked out, so we'll have to see how that affects our play-by-play here a little bit later. That one's a called strike, 1-1, a little bit low and a little bit outside. 2 outs, Sam Breakbill on at first base after a 1-out single. She's down there now with 2 outs. Riley Doyle swings at the next, bouncing ball. Third baseman Hall comes up with it, throws across the diamond, and the inning comes to a close. Collinsville strands their first base runner of the game. We head now to the bottom of the 2nd, still no score. Let's thank Marshall's Transmission in Collinsville. At Marshall's Transmission, they know how much of a hassle it is dealing with a broken transmission. That's why the friendly and trustworthy staff at Marshall's can help with all of your transmission troubles. Marshall's Transmission handles all types of vehicles. Just bring it into Marshall's. They will thoroughly inspect the problem, and they'll give you an honest quote. Marshall's Transmission, 263 St. Louis Road in Collinsville, or call 345-1930. The girls' soccer seedings came out today, and Collinsville, after a little bit of an off year from what we've been used to seeing over the last 3 years, seeded number 6 in their regional, which they will either play at Granite City or O'Fallon. Edwardsville got the number 1 seed. Belleville West is the number 2 seed. Belleville East got the number 3 seed. Granite City is a host. They are the 4 seed, followed by Alton at number 5, then Collinsville at number 6, O'Fallon at number 7. The Panthers are a host team as well, and then Quincy at number 8. We start off here in the bottom of the second, and Alyssa Kraus will lead things off. She is the shortstop, and Kraus on the year, batting .467. 25 runs batted in, and as I mentioned, she shares the lead with 6 home runs with one of her teammates. Loutz boots the ball and does not have enough time to throw out Kraus, so the error will be charged to Maddie Loutz, and the leadoff batter is on for Belleville East, and that'll bring up Jackie Belzer, the second baseman. Belzer on the year, batting .259 with 12 runs batted in. She has 3 home runs herself, and she bunts right in front of home plate.
Didn't hit her?
Down to first base with Martinez covering in time for the out. It might have, but the umpire did not see it.
Still same result in her being out at first base. It just wanted to move the runner over. Just seemed like it might have slightly grazed her as she stepped outside the box.
That'll bring up Kinsey Crowder. Crowder on the year, batting .309, 13 runs batted in, couple of home runs. Every time I turn around, these Lancers have girls with home runs, and this one hits her.
Yeah, I was saying this short field, maybe they take advantage of that, hitting home runs out here in this kind of small field.
I'm sure they do. Second hit batter for Kendra Butcher. So Crowder will be at first base while Kraus is at second. That'll bring up Avery Patton. Patton batting .286 on the year. 8 runs batted in, no home runs. This is only her 43rd plate appearance. And a ground. Now the ball gets overthrown all the way out into foul territory, deep foul territory. Now a player coming home and
just
safe at home plate as Collinsville took their time getting that ball back into play. Did Riley Hindall in foul territory.
Hindall must not have been out covering the throw there. The grounder went right to Marcel, who stepped on third, and the Kahoks did get the 1 out, but Belleville East gets the run.
So reaching on the fielder's choice and ending up at second base was Avery Patton. She will not get credit for the RBI, as that was an unearned run after the throwing error. 2 errors in the inning have allowed a run to score, and Mackenzie Dowley is up to the plate. She's the 9-hole hitter for the Lancers, and she swings through a pitch and now finds herself in an 0-2 hole. Dowley batting .242 on the year with just 1 run batted in. This is her 39th plate appearance. And a swing. That one did hit her.
Yeah, but she wasn't out of the
box
box
yet.
yet.
Out of the box yet, yeah.
Just had barely completed her swing, and it hit her. Just, yeah, it had no time at all to get out of the box. So it's just a foul ball.
1-0 in favor of the Lancers here in the bottom of the second. There's a pitch back to Kendra Butcher. Nice snag with that backhand. And over to first in time for the out, but the Lancers push a run across on no base hits, couple of errors committed, and 1 runner left on base. We head now to the top of the third inning, 1-0 Lancers. Time to thank Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is a T3 certified tire center. They can handle all of the basics like oil changes and tune-ups, the not-so-basic stuff too, like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing in 3 locations, Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville. The Collinsville location is at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school, or you can call 345-0611 or online at mikesautomotive.net. On Facebook, look for Mike's Automotive. Riley Doyle will, Heather Martinez will lead things off, and she does so with a high fly ball out to right field, and the ball is dropped by Dally. She snow-coned it, and then when she hit the ground, the ball popped out.
She had to make a diving effort just to get to it from right field.
Third hit for Collinsville. And that'll bring up Adriana Hall. Adriana Hall on the year, batting .313, 9 runs batted in. Martinez at first base, nobody out, and the first baseman came charging down the line for the expected bunt, which really left no one at first base. The catcher, Bose, was ready to jump up and throw down there, but Poor had already come down the line. Next pitch to Hall. She squares around to bunt, bunts right through it. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Riley Hindall waits on deck. She took the place of Riley Simpson after Simpson was hurt in the first inning. Now, time called by Bose. Simpson's down in the batting area with a helmet on, taking some swings, so I don't know if she's going to come back in or not.
Yeah, that's a good sign that maybe they bring her up to bat or something. Staying ready to if her spot comes back up here.
1 run scored on no hits for Belleville East. Collinsville has their 3rd base hit, but nothing to show for it thus far. Right now it's up to Adriana Hall. Yes, we are right next to the Collinsville dugout. Can you tell? Adriana Hall back in there ready to go, and this one is low. Ball 2, 2-1. No outs. Heather Martinez led off with a base hit.
I think Belleville East changes up a little bit. The first baseman ain't crashing in, staying more true to coverage at first base.
A little swinging, running play there by Adriana Hall, and she swung right through it, so 2-2 the count now.
Yeah, it looks like they've pulled Hindall back, and Simpson's taking her spot on deck.
Yep, she's out there swinging a bat, so apparently she's good enough to play. Swing and a miss by Adriana Hall. Throw down to first base. Safe is Heather Martinez as Hall goes down on strikes. That is the 2nd strikeout now for Christina Bettis. Back to the top of the order. And Riley Simpson. Simpson walked, stole second base, and then was tagged out at third base on a double steal attempt. And also, or tagged out at home plate, excuse me, on a double steal attempt with Scrum trying to steal second. And then on the throw, Simpson tried to steal home. Neither one of them worked. Both were out. And before you knew it, it was a nobody on, 2 out situation. So here is Riley Simpson. 1 out, runner on first base. That's Heather Martinez. Bettis ready to go, swinging a shot to the shortstop. And she boots it, but picks it up and tosses underhand to second base in time to get Martinez for out number 2. And Simpson is on base for the 2nd time. This time she reaches on the fielder's choice, so it's all up to Hannah Scrum to keep this inning alive.
Shortstop dropped it. It was right in there into her glove, and she dropped it, but still got the lead runner out at second.
Scrum, the lefty, awaits the first from Bettis. She bunts right at home plate, but it's foul. Had a little spin on it, and it spun right out of the batter's box across the white line. And we'll do it all over again. Last I heard, Cardinals and the Mets were in 11th inning, and 3-3.
They were in the 13th as I was getting out of the car. They might play 20 with no sub players.
Yeah, they've already used all their bench players. They'd said that in the 11th inning, so There's a snap throw down to first base after a high pitch to Scrum, and back in there safely is Simpson.
They won 4-3 and 13.
Mets did?
Cardinals.
Cardinals did? Nice. Took 2 out of 3 from the Mets after sweeping the Reds. That's a nice homestand. Swing and a miss through another high pitch for Scrum. And it is 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Collinsville, I guess now right fielder again. Or no, she was out there to begin with. Left fielder.
Left field.
Yes.
Faith Hall may take a spot back in right. In the bottom of the 3rd.
Next pitch. Outside. Ball 2. I believe it's 2-2, isn't it?
That's what they're checking on here, yeah. 2-2 count.
Next pitch from Bettis to Scrum. Strike 3 called.
3.
And down on strikes is Scrum. First time that a Kahok has went down looking. And Collinsville will strand their second runner of the game as we head to the bottom of the 3rd with the Lancers leading 1-0. Let's thank Brad Keene at Visionary Wealth Advisors in O'Fallon. Brad is a 1988 graduate of Collinsville High School. He is a wealth management advisor with Visionary with 22 years of experience. You can call him today for financial advice and planning, investment portfolio work on your retirement plan, as well as your estate planning. Visionary Wealth Advisors, they have offices in Edwardsville, St. Louis, and O'Fallon. Call Brad Keene today at 726-3008 or online at visionarywealthadvisors.com. Bottom of the 3rd is where we are. Lancers scored a run in the bottom half of the 2nd and lead this one 1-0. And we go back to the top of the order. Christina Bettis, Abby Gray, and Alexandra Bose will bat here for the Lancers against Kendra Butcher. Butcher, the run against her was unearned. A couple of errors in the 2nd inning allowed to that run. Or led to that run, excuse me, and then ball high to start off the bottom of the 3rd against Christina Bettis. Bettis flew out to Adriana Hall in center field her first time up. Butcher ready for Bettis, and this one's a little high and outside as well. 2-0. Kendra Butcher, the freshman, pitches in the dirt.
Misses on the first 3, falls behind Bettis.
Now coming in is Heather Martinez and R.J. Simpson. A couple of words of encouragement for the freshman left-handed pitcher for Collinsville. She wears number 8 on her jersey. Collinsville wearing the purple and white jerseys, little white down part of the sleeve. Kahok logo over the numbers on the backs of their jerseys. Lancers, of course, the home team. Thought the home team wore white. Dark blue trousers, sky blue jerseys for the Lancers. 3-1 pitch to Bettis, swinging off the glove of Butcher and into center field. So Bettis is on first base with the first base hit of the afternoon for Belleville East.
Guess there's no requirement on home or white or anything like that.
Guess not.
Left fielder, Abby Gray.
A little bit of cloud action moving over. I can actually see the computer screen now. I'm not complaining at all. That's a bunt and that's foul. Not after all the coldness we had in the month of April. This is fantastic. Supposed to be even better. 70 on Saturday, 75 on Sunday. Then we're looking at 80 degrees on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. I like it. 0-1 the count to Abby Gray. Gray grounded out to R.J. Simpson on an unassisted play at first base back in the first inning.
Didn't really square bunt there that well. Just kind of flopped the bat out there, and it hit it just before she was ready to be squared away.
I guess that would have been unassisted by Hindall out there then, right? Because by then Simpson was already back at the bench. Kendra Butcher, a
bad throw.
Bullet back to her, and she throws the ball into the ground at second base. Everyone's safe.
And she kind of just threw it straight down in the ground. Rushed her throw.
So Bettis on at second, Abby Gray on at first after reaching on the fielder's choice. That'll bring up Alexandra Bose. Bose was hit by a pitch in the first inning, but she was stranded. Now Lancers have an opportunity once again as they have the first two runners on, no one out. Here's the pitch from Butcher to Bose, and Butcher comes up with it again. This time she'll just throw over to first base for the sure out. She hesitated for a minute there, thought about going to second.
Yeah, looked at second, didn't have the play there. Gets the sure out at first.
That'll bring up Jasmine Poor. Poor grounded out to Maddie Louts to end the first inning. Now she has runners in scoring position. Bettis is at third, Gray is at second. Butcher ready for Poor, right back to her again, and off the glove into the outfield, one run scores. Here comes the throw home. It's cut off by Simpson at the pitcher's circle, and that holds Jasmine Poor to a single, but it's a 2 RBI single as both Bettis and Gray come home to score.
Both come in to score easily there. No play at home on the second runner coming in. Just cut it off and hold it to a single.
That'll bring up Alyssa Kraus. Kraus reached on an error and came around to score in that second inning. Butcher has her swinging through the first offering. 0-1 the count. One out. Runner on at first, 2 runs home. Lancers lead 3-0. Kraus awaits the next from Butcher. It's in the dirt. Nice block by Doyle to keep Jasmine Poor on at first base. 1 run in the second, 2 runs so far here in the third. Lancers have a 3-0 lead. We're in the bottom of the third. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Alyssa Kraus. 1 out. Runner on first, that's Jasmine Poor. She does not go, and that one's low. 2-1. Butcher ready with the 2-1. Swinging a shot out to the outfield all the way up against the fence. Scrum picks it up, throws it in, and there's going to be a throw at home, but not going to be in time. Now they got the runner, Kraus, caught up between second and third. They throw back to second, and out at second base is Alyssa Kraus.
Kraus smashed that one.
Yes, she
Little
did.
hanging pitch there, and she waited on a little bit and smashed it to left center there. Drives in the run.
As Poor comes in to score. A 3-run third inning thus far here for the Lancers. And it's 4-0 in favor of Belleville East with Jackie Belzer coming to the plate. Belzer grounded out to Kendra Butcher with Martinez covering first base back in the second inning. Swinging a shot right back to Kendra Butcher. She throws over to first in time for the out, but the damage was done as 3 runs come across to score on 2 base hits and no one left. We head now to the top of the 4th inning, and the Lancers now lead 4-0. Let's thank the Junior Service Club of Collinsville. The Junior Service Club has been doing their thing in the Collinsville community since 1934. They have been providing women in the area an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all to help the needy. They have a new website for you to check out, CollinsvilleJSC.com. Again, that new website, CollinsvilleJSC.com. Of course, you can always check out the Collinsville Junior Service Club's Facebook page. We are in the top of the fourth. Collinsville trailing 4-0. Middle of the order, Maddie Louts, Faith Hall, and Sam Breakbill will come to the plate. If anyone can get on, Belmar Sala. Maddie Louts grounded out to Belzer at second base, her first time up, and looks at the first one in the dirt, ball one. Louts, Hall, and Breakbill. Time to do some damage, get at least a couple of those back as Collinsville trails 4-0. Next pitch is outside, ball 2-0. As Louts tries to get on base here, see if we can get something going for these Kahawks. Next pitch from Bettis to Louts is a foul ball down the third base side. Boys are playing at home today.
Yeah, they got switched again.
Against Belleville East in a game that was supposed to be played out here.
Actually, they got switched the first time, too. So
yeah.
They played Belleville East both times at home.
Ball 3-1. Tomorrow, we are going to be back at Kahok Stadium for girls track. It's the Collinsville Invitational. That gets underway at about 4 o'clock. There's a swing and a fly ball out to center field. Bat goes to center fielder, and that is a home run as Crowder runs into the wall just as the ball went over, and Maddie Louts has her first home run of the year.
Crowder was tracking it and ran out of room, ran right back in the wall, fell down. And yeah, this short field, it does wonders there, and Louts gets that solo home run.
Fourth hit of the afternoon for Collinsville, and it took a long ball to get a run across. And that'll bring up Faith Hall. Hall was a strikeout victim her first time up, so now a run on the board. And Collinsville still has all three of their outs here in this inning.
Still time for a big inning here. Faith Hall can get on board here.
So now we'll have Hall, Breakbill, and Marcella to bat in this inning. Doyle will have an opportunity to bat if any one of the aforementioned three young ladies can get on. Bettis. Throws one right across the heart of the plate, but it's called a ball. Bettis ended up pitching 6 innings in that game after relieving Bingham after she pitched 4. She gave up 3 runs, but all of them were unearned. Nice play over there at third base, and no, not in time for the out as Hall had to dive and then make the throw, and just a little bit too late on the throw. Infield base hit for Faith Hall, and Collinsville, with a run already home this inning, has a runner at first, no one out for Sam Breakbill. Breakbill singled her first time up, but she was left out there.
Throw might have been in time. The first baseman Poor just kind of had to take another step and a half back to get back on the bag, and Hall was there by then.
Breakbill awaits the first from Bettis. It's in the dirt. She has to do a little skip rope job up there on the right-hand side of that batter's box. 1-0 the count. Faith Hall on at first base. No one out, 4-1 game. There's a swing and a foul ball out of play. Tell you what, Kahoks definitely win the battle of the noisiest dugout. Maddie Louts led off this inning with a solo home run out to left center field. Faith Hall followed it up with a single. Now Sam Breakbill up there with nobody out. Swinging a little pop fly that is going to drop over the head of the third baseman Hall. Kind of a Texas League blooper. And Hall could not quite reach it. And the first 3 have made it on base here for Collinsville, with one of them already coming home on a home run by Maddie Louts.
Didn't get much of that, just blooped it over there right behind third base bag. Hall had to hold up a little bit, but she makes it back and makes it into second base just in time.
Sixth base hit on the afternoon here for Collinsville. And the Kahawks have the line moving. Here is Belle Marsala, who bunts right in front. Good bunt.
Nobody's
and
covering first.
everybody's safe because Poor came running down the line, and Belzer went trotting over to second base instead of taking over first, so everyone is safe.
That was that defense Belleville had, and Adriana Hall was batting, and then they mixed it up and sent Poor back to cover first base, and now it bites him there as Marsala reaches on the bunt.
That'll bring Natalie Peters out of the dugout, the head coach here for Belleville East. She wants to visit with her infield, try to get them to calm down a little bit. So, Faith Hall's on at third. Sam Breakbill's on at second. Belle Marsala's on at first. Maddie Lautz led off this inning with a solo home run. So right now, bases are loaded. No one out for Riley Doyle. Doyle rounded back to Bettis in the pitcher circle, her first time up. Collinsville with a chance to do some damage here. The tying run is on at first place. And the go-ahead run coming to the plate in the form of Riley Doyle.
Chance for an even bigger inning here. Led off with the home run.
Well, while we have a moment, let's thank Pack Mail. They are locally owned and operated. Ryan Combs takes care of that. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, P.O. boxes, and they also offer climate-controlled self-storage. 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville is where you'll find Pack Mail. WeShipStLouis.com is their email or website, and 346-4884 is their number. Doyle swings. Liner off of the glove of Belzer at short. One run scores. Another run is not going to come in because Coach Swip will hold up Sam Breakbill at third base, but Faith Hall comes in to score, and it is 4-2 with 4 hits in this inning and nobody out.
Belzer came charging in for that one. Maybe took another step in too far. It just goes over her glove. They'll hold up Breakbill, not get the first out at home. Leave it up to Martinez here with the bases loaded.
Heather Martinez comes up after having singled in the third inning. Here we are in the fourth. Collinsville has already plated 2. Bases loaded, no one out. Martinez can break this game open a little bit anyway. Now the tying run is down at second base in the form of Belle Marsala. Riley Doyle on at first base represents the go-ahead run. All right, now all up to the second baseman, Heather Martinez. 0-1 the count to her. Bettis ready. Pitch, swinging a foul ball down the first base side, and Dally will not get there in time to make a play. I really didn't want to leave my drink sitting in the sun, but I did, and now it's just a little bit on the warm side. Bettis has Kahawks all over the base paths. She is ready to go with the 0-2 pitch to Martinez. It's outside, ball 1. We have the Collinsville dugout on our left side, and we are right next to the bleachers full of Kahawk fans on our right side. So we have lots of noise today for you. Here's the next pitch, swinging a pop fly on the infield. Infield fly rule will be an automatic out. Everybody will stay where they are. And the first out of the inning is recorded by Belzer at second base, and that'll bring up Adriana Hall. Hall was a strikeout victim her first time up.
Come on, kid, right here.
Caused a lot of havoc there, though. In Belleville East to change up their defense on it.
Hall looks at one outside. Ball 1.
Does a good job of drawing some walks sometimes, too.
Bases are full of Kahawks. 2 runs home here in this inning for Collinsville. It's 4-2. When Collinsville entered this inning, it was 4-0. So they've cut the lead in half. A chance to put some more on the board, and a slap bunt right back to Bettis' pitcher. Over to home plate, and Bose steps on the base and forces off Sam Breakbill.
Runners aren't really going there, so she's going to have that late break in home, and Breakbill's thrown out at home on the force play.
So Marsala moves to third, Doyle to second, Adriana Hall on at first with a fielder's choice. Back to the top of the order, and Riley Simpson. She's been on base twice with a base hit, or excuse me, a fielder's choice and a walk. She looks at one in the dirt. 1-0.
She's the one I keep saying is just really hitting the ball, and hopefully she keep that going here with this at bat.
A couple of home runs. They came in the same game in Waterloo. One here would be really nice as she swings through a fastball offering from Bettis. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, bases full of Kahawks. 4-2, Lancers have a 2-run lead. Simpson. Really didn't decide to swing through that pitch until it was halfway there, and then she wishes she wouldn't have.
Bottom dropped out on that one.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count. So Bettis ahead in the count to Simpson. Bettis is ready, so Simpson. Here's the pitch, swinging a foul ball over our heads. And back into the woods.
Literally right behind us.
Yes. So we will do it all over again. One-two pitch on the way. Swung right through it. Tried to hold up, but couldn't. And the inning comes to a close as Simpson goes down swinging for the 3rd strikeout of the afternoon for Bettis. But 2 runs do come home on 5 base hits. We head now to the home half of the 4th, and Collinsville has made it a little closer, 4-2. Lancers still with the lead. Time to thank the City of Collinsville. You can check out the City of Collinsville's Facebook page for information on upcoming events in Collinsville, and those upcoming events here real soon in the month of June. Movies on Main get started June the 9th. Despicable Me 3 is going to kick off the series on the 23rd of June. They'll have the Lego movie, and they have their movies already set for July and August as well. For more information, you can check out the City of Collinsville's Facebook page, and as always, the City of Collinsville is a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District, and they wish all district athletes good luck this sports season. We are in the bottom of the 4th. 4-2, Lancers with the lead. As Kenzie Crowder, who ran into the fence on that Maddie Lout solo home run, is up to the plate. First pitch is a ground ball to Simpson at first base, and she takes it over there herself for 1 out.
Crowder with the speedy runner there. Simpson had to beat her back to the bag. Meets her by a step or 2.
Bottom of the order, Crowder, Patton, and Dolly. Crowder already out. She was hit by a pitch and scored the game's first run in the 2nd, did Crowder, but now she's out. Back to the dugout. Patton reached on a fielder's choice. And this time grounds over to Heather Martinez at second base, and quickly 2 pitches, 2 outs.
Ball died just before it got to Martinez. She had to scoop it up. Make the throw over. Yeah, 2 pitches and could be hitting for a quick inning here.
Kenzie Dolly will step to the plate. She grounded back to Butcher her first time up.
Right fielder, Mackenzie Dally.
Dally, left-handed batter, waits the first from Butcher. Butcher had a perfect game against East St. Louis earlier in the year. No hits, no walks, no errors. Collinsville won that one pretty handily in 4 innings. A 1-0 pitch on the way. Another chance for Martinez. She gloves it over to first, and there was 4 pitches. Oh, she dropped it. Oh,
Simpson dropped it at the last second.
See, I thought that was so easy. I was already writing it down on my scorecard.
Yeah.
3rd error committed in this game by the Kahawks. The first 2 allowed runs to score.
Thought she was all done with it there and was ready to head in to the dugout and drop it about the absolute last second.
Christina Bettis now will step up. Bettis is 1 for 2 on the afternoon. First pitch swing and a chance for Louts at short. She's up with it. Hold on to it, Simpson. There we go. Just a little bit of a delayed on the third out. We'll head now to the top of the fifth where the Lancers still lead 4-2. Let's thank my friend Peyton Blaylock with RE/MAX Alliance. Peyton wants you to know that it's okay to buy and sell real estate. Mortgage rates are still at all-time lows. No one knows that better than Peyton Blaylock with RE/MAX Alliance. Call Peyton Blaylock today at 780-4622. Online, Peyton Blaylock at remax.net. Hannah Scrum, the only batter that did not get to the plate in the fourth inning, will lead things off here in the fifth. Hannah singled and was erased on caught stealing in the first and struck out looking in the third. Here we are in the fifth. Lancers have a 4-2 lead. Bunt right at home plate, and that stays foul. That ball just kind of spun there in the right-handed batter's box. Scrum had the right idea. Just didn't get any help from the softball.
One of her better looks at landing on a bunt, too, and, yeah, didn't get no help from the spin on the ball.
Scrum, Louts, and Hall here, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for Collinsville. 0-1 against Hannah Scrum. Pitch, and the drawn-in infield pays off for Hannah Scrum as sneaking in from third base was Hall, and that went right past her and Kraus at shortstop. Collinsville picks up their 9th base hit here in this game.
By what Coach Swift wanted, draw him in there thinking she's going to bunt, and then slaps it the other way.
Here's Maddie Louts, who hit her first home run of the year in her last plate appearance to get Collinsville on the board. First pitch to her is in the dirt, and that's going to be far enough out of the reach of Bose for Scrum to scurry on down to second on the pass ball. So run number 3 out there at second base. Maddie Louts can get a decent base hit. We might score. How about another one over the fence? Outside. Ball 2, 2-0. Bettis ready with the next for Louts. Over to third. Well, I thought Scrum was going to try to take off for third. She took off like she was, then stopped. Came back, and Bose threw to Belzer over at second base, but by then Hannah Scrum was already back in there. So now 3-0 to Louts. There's the pitch. Called it a strike. That was high.
Yeah, seemed pretty high.
That was right around the...
And a bit outside there, and umpire gives her the call.
Collarbone height of Maddie Louts is where that ball was. Here's the 3-1. Swinging a foul ball back to the screen. 3-2. Louts in her first plate appearance grounded out to Belzer at second, but planted a ball over the fence in left center field for her first home run, first run of the game for Collinsville. They added another one that inning. 4-2 is our score, and Louts slams another one back to the screen. These girls know songs from the 70s, huh? Staying Alive, Saturday Night Fever action. Bettis is ready. So is Louts. Here comes the 3-2. Swinging a high fly ball. This one is going out to right field. And Dolly comes up with the catch for out number 1 of the inning. That'll bring in Faith Hall. Paul singled and scored in that 2-run fourth inning. She was a strikeout victim, leading off the second. That was the first strikeout of the game for Bettis. Now she has 3. Runner on at second, 1 out. First pitch to Hall here in the 5th, coming from Bettis. In the dirt, nice block by Bose, and the runner goes. Safe at third base is Hannah Scrum.
Ball didn't really get too far from Bose. Scrum was off on the pitch there and got to third base.
Second stolen base on the afternoon for the Kahawks. Runner in definite scoring position now. Hall lines one out to Poor. Poor did not have to move her feet at all to catch that one. Second out, and that brings up Sam Breakbill. Breakbill is 2 for 2 on the afternoon. 2 singles, but she was stranded in the second and then thrown out at home plate in the 4th. She's up there with 2 outs and a runner at third. Looks at the off-speed pitch and takes it for strike 1.
Yeah, that's the pitch that really messed up Simpson and her at bat, and Breakbill holds off on this first offering of it.
Bettis ready. Next pitch, this one's outside. Ooh, stepped on my cord. One ball, 1 strike to count. 2 outs, runner on at third for Collinsville. Kahawks trail by 2 here in the 5th. This one's way high. Ball 2, 2-1. Two-one pitch coming from Bettis. Swing and a miss. Breakbill swung right through that one. 2-2. 2 outs, runner at third. Hannah Scrum led off with a base hit. Went to second on a passed ball, stole third. There she sits with 2 outs. Next pitch, strike 3 called. Sam Breakbill goes down looking, 4th strikeout in the afternoon for Bettis, and it was a big one. That is an inning killer right there as we head now to the bottom half of the 5th. Lancers still lead 4-2. Let's thank the Collinsville Education Association. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page. Let's also thank All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees is your place for custom apparel for your school, your business, your sports team, and more. All Pro Tees offers a variety of services, and they'll walk you through that process step by step as they want to help their clients promote and grow that business, all with custom apparel. All Pro Tees right across the street from Kahok Stadium, online, allprotees.com, or call 344-2200. Abby Gray will lead things off here in the home half of the 5th inning against Kendra Butcher. It'll be the 2, 3, and 4 batters here for Belleville East. Gray, Bose, and Poor. Gray takes the next one, swings. Heather Martinez with another opportunity for an out. And she is staying busy over there, especially the last half inning or so.
Mowing them down quickly here, too. She's faced 5 batters and only thrown about 7 pitches so far. Over the last 2 innings, that is.
That will bring in Alexandra Bose. Bose was hit by a pitch in the 1st inning. Rounded out back to Kendra Butcher in the 3rd. And Bose is up there with 1 out, bottom of the 5th, 4-2 game. Lancers, 1 run in the 2nd, 3 runs in the 3rd. Collinsville, both of their runs came in the 4th. That's where we stand right now, 4-2. Bottom of the 5th, 1 out. First pitch to Bose misses. Butcher's ready with the next, swinging a line drive. That one is going to go into the gap and roll all the way up against the wall. Bose rounds first and slides into second just before the throw. Was caught there by Martinez.
She got all that one, too.
Yes, she did.
Second one like that for Belleville East. Just that rip to center. They'll bring in a courtesy runner.
That is only the 4th hit for the Lancers this afternoon, as Taylor St. Andre comes in to run for the catcher Bose. That'll bring up Jasmine Poor. Poor grounded out in the 1st inning, singled and scored, knocked in a couple of runs with that single in the 3rd inning. Runner at second, 1 out. Poor up to the plate. Butcher ready to go. Strike called. Taylor St. Andre is a junior. Courtesy runner out there for Alexandra Bose, the senior. Next pitch to Poor. Ooh, where was that?
Not in the same spot as the last one?
Man. Very inconsistent by the young lady at home plate here. 1-1 the count. Swinging a shot foul down the third base side. Bell Marsala. Had it go past her. Took one off the chin earlier this year. I'm surprised she's not out there wearing a mask. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count to Jasmine Poor. Here's the pitch. Swinging a base hit right up the middle. One bounce to Adriana Hall. She throws the ball home, but there is no runner coming home, and that allows Jasmine Poor to go into second base, as Bose was already down to third, and she was standing there, wasn't even trying to come home.
Yeah, the runner had stopped up there. I think they was trying to get it into Simpson, cutting it off in the center circle, but a pitcher circle, but it went past her to Doyle.
So after the first batter grounded out, the next 2 have reached. A double by Bose, a single by Poor. She goes to second on the throw, and Alyssa Krause comes in. Krause reached on an error and then singled home a run herself in that 3-run 3rd inning.
Krause is the one who had that other big rip double out to center earlier.
Next pitch, swinging a foul, back to the screen. Very high backstop here, thankfully.
Head 0-2, looking for a strikeout pitch now.
That is something that Kendra Butcher has not done yet in this game, is a strikeout. Butcher ready with the 0-2. Swinging a slow roller to Bell Marsala at third. She can't get it in her glove, and now she'll have to eat it. And Bose stays at third, and now the bases are loaded.
Call it dead ball here, and she'll stay up with an 0-2 count.
You know, when you have headphones on, you can't hear anything going on out there. Swinging a shot over the head of Faith Hall, and that is going to send home 2 more runs. On her way to third, here's the throw, and it hits her in the back. Alyssa Krause.
Wasn't much noise of the bat on the ball there. It did seem so effortless for her to send that so far out to right field and drive in the 2 runs.
So 2 more runs, 3 runs batted in for Alyssa Krause now.
I wish she would have reached first instead of that.
I know. And swinging a base hit up the middle for Belzer now.
Hall over pursues it. It's going to roll all the way to the wall.
Hit parade continues here for the Lancers, and all the way over to third base is going to be Belzer.
No backup there. Hall had to chase it down herself back at the fencing and gets all the way to third base. 7-2. This is not the inning you wanted to see the Kahoks put up.
Nope, sure is not. We're going to have some player changes, so we'll take a timeout. Back in just a moment to tell you all about it on the Kahok Sports Network. Pitching changes for Collinsville as they bring in Maddie Louts from shortstop to take over the pitching duties for Kendra Butcher. Faith Hall moves from right field to shortstop, and Alyssa Modlin will come in and play right field for Collinsville as this game has kind of gotten away from the Kahoks here in the fifth inning. Started off all right with a ground out, but since then, 4 straight hits have produced 3 runs, and Jackie Belzer is is on at third base. Kinsey Crowder steps up to the plate. She was hit by a pitch and came around to score. And Hall will get tested at shortstop right away. She throws out Crowder, but Belzer comes in to score to make it 8-2.
It's got to take you out there, get the second out of the inning going and start to minimize the damage, give up that run. You know you're going to have to do some work either way when you come up to bat.
Lots of work. A lot more than they probably wanted to give themselves. After coming into this inning, only trailing by 2. Now they trail by 6, do the Kahawks. And Avery Patton is up. She reached on a fielder's choice her first time, grounded out to Martinez at second base. She's up there facing Maddie Louts, and Louts throws one high, ball 2, 2-0. Louts on the year, 11-5 record. 109 innings pitched. She has a couple of saves as well. A 4.17 earned run average. She has struck out 111 and walked only 33. As Patton swings one and barely gets a piece of it, it goes back to the screen. Mackenzie Daly waits in the on-deck circle, the number 9 hitter for the Lancers, but there are 2 outs, so let's get Patton out, come back and start scoring some runs. A lot of them. 3-1 now the count to Patton. Here is the 3-1. Strike called. Girls track action for you tomorrow. Then we have a busy week next week. We have games Monday through Thursday. Taking Friday off, and we have more track action for you next Saturday.
That's the big one. Oh, called strike 3.
Called strike 3. Wow.
Talk more about that afterwards.
Yeah, we will. As Patton goes down looking, but the Lancers score 4 runs here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and we head to the top of the 6th, and the Lancers lead now 8-2. Let's thank Cafe Agape in Collinsville. Cafe Agape serves up delicious sandwiches, burgers, steaks, pulled pork, and more. Cafe Agape has weekly lunch and dinner specials with pork steak Wednesdays, meatloaf Thursdays, fish every Friday. Cafe Agape also offers catering service, and you can get Cafe Agape delivered now with the to-go delivery app. Cafe Agape, they're open Monday through Friday from 11 to 7. Located at 703 St. Louis Road in Collinsville. Call 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233. Bell Marsala leads things off here for Collinsville. Kahawks trail by 6. So we need lots of base runners, and there's the first one. Single through the left side for Marsala. She is now 2 for 3 on the afternoon as the Kahawks pick up hit number 10. They are out hitting the Lancers 10-7, but trailing on the scoreboard 8-2.
Just haven't been able to get that big hit to drive them in.
That'll bring in Riley Doyle. Doyle 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Grounded out back to Bettis in the second. Singled in the 2-run fourth.
26, Riley Doyle.
First pitch to Doyle. Swing and a slow roller to the shortstop. Krause is up with it over to second, but that's the only one they're going to get. One out. Doyle down to first base on the fielder's choice, so it'll be up to Heather Martinez to keep this inning moving right along, and Collinsville needs lots of base runners. Kahawks already down to their final 5 outs here in this one. Martinez has singled, and she popped up onto the infield, and Belzer caught it for the out, so 1 for 2 for Martinez. Adriana Hall waiting on deck. 1 out. Runner on first is Riley Doyle. Next pitch from Bettis to Martinez, right back to Bettis. She'll turn, throw to second. Return throw over to first is in time, double play. Inning comes to a close in quick fashion. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Lancers lead 8-2. Bottom of the 6th inning here from Belleville East. Lancers enjoying a 6-run lead at 8-2. As Mackenzie Daly will lead things off here for the Lancers. Then back to the top of the order, and Christina Bettis and Abby Gray. Maddie Lautz back out into the pitcher's circle for her 2nd inning of work after taking over for Kendra Butcher in the last half inning. There's a swing and a miss by Daly. Daly has reached on an error and grounded out. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Yeah, I have girls track and field tomorrow, and then I have more girls track and field Friday or Wednesday, I believe. That is the Southwestern Conference Championship track meet. There's a slow roller down to first base, and Simpson's only play, or excuse me, Hall's only play is, no, who's there now? Simpson's back. I have so many scratch out on this thing, it's not even funny.
Started trailing away from her, and
yeah,
she got to it and tagged out the runner.
No other choice, didn't have enough time to race to the bag, I don't think. She was too far up the line. That will bring up Christina Bettis. Bettis is 1 for 3 on the afternoon. A fly out, a ground out, and a single, plus a run scored in that 3-run third. First pitch she sees is a strike right down the middle. Yeah, I'm right. Wednesday is that track meet? Yeah, because that's my first day of Washer League, and I already told the boys I'm going to probably be late.
I never even been to a track meet. How long do they last?
Well, it all depends how many teams are playing. I think last year it was about 4 hours. The boys lasted a little longer because there's more teams. As the next pitch misses, low. There are more teams that will be at the track meet tomorrow than will be at the track meet on Wednesday for the Southwestern Conference Championship. Here's the 2-1. Strike called, 2-2. 1 out. We're in the top of the 6th. Lancers scored 1 run in the second, 3 in the third, 4 in the fifth. They lead 8-2. Next pitch to Bettis from Louts. That one's right over the shortstop's head. And into the outfield, all the way up against the wall, it's going to roll. And into second base with a stand-up double is Christina Bettis.
That's how short those fences are. Those balls just roll out, and next thing you know, they're up along the fence. Bettis went reaching down for that one at her ankles.
So Bettis is on second with 1 out. Abby Gray will come to the plate. Last inning, Collinsville got the first batter out, and then the next 5 reached, and that resulted in 4 runs.
Maybe. This is a pinch hitter. What substitutions are they making?
This is Katie Crockett. So Crockett will come in to take the place of Abby Gray. Crockett on the year batting 167 with a couple of runs batted in very limited time. This is just her 10th plate appearance of the year.
Number 13, Katie Crockett.
Bit of a lead here for Belleville East. Give her a
Little
chance.
pop up. That one's going to be handled by Hall. I thought maybe for a minute Hall and Martinez were going to run into each other, but Hall called for it.
Yeah, Hall called her off, and Martinez yielded. So much for Crockett's appearance. Doesn't last too long.
Yeah, you would think that Katie Crockett, the junior, would come in and maybe look at a couple of pitches before she would swing, but a little antsy, only getting her 10th plate appearance of the year, so she went up there swinging. That'll bring up Alexandra Bose with 2 outs. Bose hit by a pitch in the first, rounded out back to Butcher in the third, and then doubled and scored in the fifth. First pitch from Louts is in there for a strike. Next pitch. Throw down to second base, and back in is Bettis in time as she runs for herself. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Alexandria Bose. Alex, they call her. The Lancers catcher awaits the next, swinging a high fly ball back out of play over the left side, back into the woods. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Louts has a strikeout. Something that Butcher was unable to do. Swinging another foul ball. This one is just over the backstop and back over near the Lancers cheering section.
You can win it, Maddie. You can win it.
We're in the bottom of the 6th, so it's late. 8-2. Lancers have the lead. Kahawks are down to their final 3 outs when they come up to the plate here in the top of the 7th. Louts ready with the 1-2. A little bit low, and the runner goes. The throw not in time as Bettis goes down to third.
Ball just died there in that pit that Bose has dug up here and during her at bat. Oh, but they're going to call her out.
They're going to call her out. That's a strange way to end an inning with a little bit of an appeal call to the fielding umpire, and the fielding umpire said, "You're out." So you're out, and we go to the top of the 7th. Collinsville needing lots of base runners and lots of runs as the Kahawks trail 8-2. Todd Duke, Chris Kettler back with you as we have reached the top of the 7th inning. Collinsville has lots of work to do if they want to come back and win this game against the Lancers as your Lady Kahawks trail by 6, 8-2. Top of the 7th, and it'll be
Abby Crane.
Abby Crane. She will take the place of Adriana Hall.
Belleville East must have some substitutions too, as their coach was over talking to the umpire, and she'll report them. Then we'll be ready to go here in the 7th.
5 is going in for 9, she says. So Natalie Becker is going in for Abby Gray in left field. And that'll bring up Crane, the sophomore. Abby Crane batting 188 on the year, 1 run batted in. This is her 17th plate appearance on the year. It'll be Crane, and then back to the top of the order, and Simpson and Scrum. We need lots of runners to get on and give a chance for Maddie Louts, Faith Hall, and Sam Breakbill to bat too. First pitch is a called strike to Abby Crane. Crane, right-handed batter, awaits the next from Bettis. This one's high and outside, 1-1. Crane needs to get on base, and lots more girls after her. Swinging a foul ball, that's going to go out of play down the first base line. There's a little bit of a wide foul territory once you get past the dugouts down here. So that one actually did not get out of play. It stayed in the field, but there was no way anyone could have got there unless you're Stretch Armstrong. Yeah.
Rocket.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Crane, and up high, ball 2, 2-2. Crane stands back in. Next pitch, swing and a foul ball. Back behind home plate. Count remains 2-2 to Abigail Crane. Next pitch from Bettis. Swing and a miss. Down on strikes is Crane. And Collinsville down to their final 2 outs. That is the 5th strikeout on the afternoon for Bettis. Back to the top of the order for Riley Simpson. Simpson was a strikeout victim herself back in the 4th. Walked and was thrown out at home in the 1st. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd. Simpson from the left side of the plate awaits the first from Bettis, and here it is. Swinging a pop fly. This one's going to be shallow left field, and on the run and making the catch is Becker, who just came into the game. So now the Kahawks down to their final out. That'll bring up Hannah Scrum. Scrum on the afternoon. A couple of singles and a strikeout, so she is 2 for 3. She also has a stolen base. And she was caught stealing once as well.
Now batting number 23.
Last chance for the Kahawks down to the last out.
Yes, it is. Need a big 2-out rally, and that one hit Scrum as she tried that little running bunt, but she ran right into the ball.
Stayed in the box, though, as she comes running up. Takes the hit by pitch, and Maddie Louts will look for another home run.
That's a start. That's the first hit batter by Bettis today. So Scrum is on first. Maddie Louts comes to the plate. Hit a solo home run, her first home run of the year back in the 4th. Other than that, she has a ground out and a fly out.
20, Maddie
Louts digs in from the right side. Here's the pitch from Bettis. Swinging a shot to the shortstop. She boots it, not just once. It bounced out of her glove, and then she kicked it while she was trying to chase it. And Scrum is down at second base. Louts reaches first.
I think she overran it, kicked it once, and about kicked it back into her glove and kicked it again.
So you call that an error, will you?
Yeah,
Here is Faith Hall.
whatever it takes to get on.
It's the first error of the game by the Lancers. Hall has singled and scored.
Now batting number
That was
12,
sandwiched
Faith
in
Hall.
between a strikeout and a line out. Last time she was up, she had a line drive right to Poor at first base. First pitch in the dirt. That was a close play on there at second base where Hannah Scrum is. A lot closer than probably anybody would have liked when you're facing your final out. Runners on first and second. 1-0 pitch coming to Faith Hall from Christina Bettis. Here it is. Strike called on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Faith Hall digs back in. 1-1 pitch from Bettis on the way. Swinging a shot right up the middle. And then it gets away from the center fielder. And on at second base is Faith Hall. In to score, Hannah Scrum. And down to third is Maddie Louts.
Kahawks had 1 7th inning comeback against Belleville East.
There's the 11th hit for Collinsville here this afternoon.
Put too many up there, right? Only one run just came in, right?
1 run came in.
There wasn't one before, right?
No.
So they got 1 run too many up there on
Yes,
the board.
they do, don't they?
8-3 Kahawks, or 8-3 Lancers. Kahawks trying to come back.
We'll take the extra run if they want to give it to us.
But the Kahawks still down in the last out, and this will be Breakville.
Now batting number 21, Sam Brakewood.
So Breakville comes up with
There you
runners
go.
on.
Scoreboards right now.
Second and third, ground ball over to the third baseman. Hull, she's up with it and in time to first for the out. But that's going to do it for Collinsville as the game comes to a close on a 5-3 putout of Sam Breakville. And Collinsville drops this one here this afternoon by a final score of 8-3. That moves us into our post-game show brought to you today by Cullip Jennings Florist. Cullip Jennings Florist is a staple in the Collinsville area, has been for generations. Cullip Jennings Florist is located at 517 West Clay Street. Stop in for weekly specials, or you can just stop by and get yourself ready for Mother's Day coming up May the 13th. For more information on everything that Culp Jennings has to offer for dear old mom, give them a call, 344-0404, or online at culpjennings.com. Post-game show comes your way next on the Kahok Sports Network. Todd Duke, Chris Kettler back with you as we welcome you back into the Culp Jennings Florist post-game show here on the Kahok Sports Network as Collinsville drops a tough one here this afternoon. They were in it for a little while, but then that 4-run fifth inning really opened it up for the Belleville Lancers at that time. Lancers had a 4-2 lead, and Collinsville had just scored their couple of runs in the fourth, but then in the bottom of the fifth, the Lancers came back and scored 4. Collinsville added another one here in the top of the seventh inning, but that was all they could get. And the final score ends up being 8-3. Lancers with the victory for Collinsville. 3 runs on 11 hits. They committed 3 errors and left 8 base runners on. For the Lancers, they were using their hits wisely. They scored 8 runs on 8 hits. They committed 1 error. That was here in the last inning. And they left 3 runners on base. Kendra Butcher is the losing pitcher of record here this afternoon as she did or allowed most of the damage in her first 4 innings. She gave up 5 runs on 3 hits. More than that. She gave up the 4 in the 5th inning, too, before Maddie Louts came.
She didn't get any outs, I don't think, in that inning.
Yeah, in that inning, yeah, she did not. And the winner is Christina Bettis. She pitches the complete game victory, allowing just the 3 runs on the 11 hits. And Collinsville, I think, had some golden opportunities there, Chris. They wasted some chances. You go back to the first inning when you got the first 2 runners on, nobody out. And then Riley Simpson and Hannah Scrum tried to steal. Well, Scrum tried to steal second. She was thrown out, and then Simpson tries to come home. She was tagged in the head and was injured and had to leave the game for a moment. And then Maddie Louts grounds out. Maddie comes up there with runners on first and second, nobody out. Before you know it, she's up there with the bases empty and 2 outs.
The coach just tries to be aggressive there, make some things happen early in the game, and perfect situation just happened for Belleville East to throw out both runners. Took them out of their game there, and then the Kahoks had what it was almost a big inning on the 4th. Just couldn't find the one big hit to get that more crooked of a number than 2, and Belleville East made the most of the mistakes the Kahoks made to get their 8 runs. Not a lot of hits for Belleville East, just a few errors and some walks.
And the highlight of the afternoon for Collinsville was Maddie Louts' first long ball of the year, a solo home run out to left center field that happened back in the 4th inning, and that was probably a long time coming. I bet she's glad to get that out of the way.
Yeah, she looked relieved to finally get one out, but sure she would have rather taken the win, though.
I'm sure she would have. We'll take our break here. Another break coming your way on the Culp Jennings Florist post-game show. When we come back, we'll hope to have a coach to talk to. We'll find out here in just mere moments on the Kahok Sports Network. Todd Duke, Chris Kettler back with you in the Cullip Jennings Forest post-game show here at Belleville East High School as the Lancers defeat your Kahawks this afternoon by a final score of 8-3. No coaches have made their way this way yet. They're all still down the left field line having a little meeting, so we'll talk a little soccer here as the seedings came out today from the IHSA, and your Collinsville Kahawks seeded number 6. Chris, that's probably not a position they've been in a while, seeded that high, or low, whatever you want to call it.
Well, some of the results just hadn't gone their way. I think the Alton lost. It was good to see them beat Granite City. I don't see Belleville East till later on. They had the tie with Edwardsville, and it was just an ugly loss with Belleville West. I mean, all these teams in soccer are they're all so close, and any of the top 6 could probably come out of that sectional.
Girls are 7-7-3 on the year, if memory serves me correctly.
Yeah, they had one tonight, another one at Summit.
Last one there,
yet, yeah. And then back home on Monday with Highland.
So the girls' soccer seedings look like this. Edwardsville number 1, Belleville West number 2. Belleville East is number 3, Granite City number 4. They are one of the host schools this year. Alton number 5. Then Collinsville comes in at number 6. O'Fallon, another host school, is number 7. And Quincy will either be making the long trip to Granite City or the longer trip to O'Fallon as they are the number 8 seed in girls Class 3A soccer.
At least we're not going to Quincy.
Nope. I've already had enough Quincy right now. I like the town, I like the city, but I think I've seen enough of it over the last 6 or 7 months to hold me down.
We run out there back-to-back nights for
basketball
and
there last year for soccer, or earlier this year for soccer, the school year for soccer. Technically it was last year in 2017. And I believe it was up there for a girls game the year before that. So I've been there 4 times over the last year, and like I said, I like Quincy, but I think that's enough for right now. Well, the meeting's still going on down the left field line, so we're going to go ahead and end it here. Final score again, 8-3 in favor of the Lancers over Collinsville. Next broadcast comes your way tomorrow afternoon from Kahok Stadium. We have girls track and field action for you. That gets underway at 4 o'clock. The running portion of the track and field doesn't get underway till 5 o'clock, so we'll come on about probably 4:30 and keep you updated on the long jump, the discus, the shot put, all the things that don't really take place within camera angle there at Kahok Stadium. And then, of course, we'll have all of the running events for you. So that'll be tomorrow. Around 4:30, we'll go ahead and get on the air. So until then, for Mr. Kettler and for Mr. Swip, who was nice enough to join us in the pregame show, my name is Todd Duke, and until tomorrow evening, everyone have a fantastic night.